Hello, my name is Siobhan Bremer, and I'm from the University of Minnesota-Morris. And today I will be talking about acting on Zoom. So my class started with scene work, but they were scenes, of course, that we would typically do in the classroom that required interaction with furniture, interaction with each other, and intimacy or touching of scene partners, which of course was not working once we went online. So I came across this wonderful resource called the Scene Study Emergency Pack, put out by Kit Lavoy, who is a screenwriter and a director and an assistant professor at Southeast Missouri State University. And he commissioned Playwrights to put together scenes that were on Skype, on Zoom, on Google Hangout, so that it worked perfectly for students to rehearse in their own homes and locations and to perform for the rest of the class in their home and their own locations. So I will share my screen and show you what this looks like. Here it is, the Scene Study Emergency Pack. And you can see here on the right that there are 2 volumes and all of the playwrights that wrote plays for those 2 volumes and some other works that they have done. And then you can also scroll down, and here are the downloads with those scenes in them, with a bibliography of what page they are on, how many characters they have in them. So your students can read through those scenes and select scenes that work best for them. And it's a great resource. And so that's where we started with those scenes for my acting class. They all picked a scene, and then we rehearsed them in breakout rooms in Zoom, which is great because you can set up the breakout rooms to have scene partners working together, or you can have them randomly set up if you don't have a reason to have them with specific people. And then you can give them the individual attention and guidance and mentoring in the breakout room without the rest of the class seeing it. Yet you can jump from room to room to help out everybody. They can send a message in chat if they need help, if you're in a different room with them. And then you can give them guidance to help them get ready for their performance. Now, some of the things that we talked about were rehearsing within the space that you have, meaning this space. And so because we have to know that we are seen, we have self-view on while we're rehearsing. And this also helps if a prop would come into play that you know that prop is in there, or I'm pointing to you and I can see my finger, as opposed to if I did this because I didn't know my spacing. When I turn off my self-view, I can't see this. But when I've rehearsed, I know the placement of where I need to be with my face, with my reactions, with props if I use them, and my movement so that it is seen on screen for my scene partner. When we perform, we turn off the self view so you're not distracted by your own view and you can focus completely on the other character. The other thing that we discovered was that Zoom acting focuses so much on the face and the eyes and the voice because we don't have the rest of the body to portray our characters that we're playing, which is great, especially for beginning actors who sometimes either overact or underact, and they use their body to express who they are more than their face, their eyes, and their voice. For example, I can hunch over and look old, but not sound old in my voice. And so this has been a really great challenge for beginning actors to really focus on expressing the subtext, what they're feeling in their face, with their eyes, and with their voice. And here I will show you a little clip of rehearsal in one of the breakout rooms.
The whole theater thing. So this is another section that we got to fine tune a little bit more, and especially on your part, Michelle, is so she's not into theater, not like you are. Is there a slight irritation to that? Is there a I really don't care? Is there a I wish you would care? This is my whole life and it's really important that you care, but I know you're trying, right? There's so many different ways that you can look at it, but because it isn't just one line, I think you need to think about that more and give that more focus, right? Of what's happening in that conversation and why. And it's like, what show are you going to?
So there is one of the rehearsals that we went through with two of the actors, and that was a scene from the COVIDs of March. It was a team of playwrights that wrote a bunch of different scenes which tell a whole story dealing with the virus, and it was based on an idea by Greg Lamb. So then if we look at the technical elements of putting a Zoom acting scene on, I will share my screen again and show you this list that Valerie Pye put together for us. And we'll go through this together. And these are the technical elements for presenting a Zoom scene. So when you're in Zoom, you click on Gallery View on the top right-hand corner. You ask all non-performers to go to their lower left-hand corner and stop video. When students stop the video, their name will appear. You hover over any name in the gallery, click on the ellipsis, and hide all non-video participants. At this point, the actors in the scene and the instructor should be visible. All students will also hide non-video participants. The instructor also stops their own video. At this point, both actors are visible. Each actor will then hover over their own screen box and hit hide self, and they will now just see their scene partner, so they're not distracted by their own view. All observers will continue to see both scene partners. At this point, all students, non-participants, will hit mute, so only the actors and the instructors can speak. Then when the scene ends, hit show non-video participants. Students return to show video and unmute so you can discuss the scene that took place. So there's some helpful hints from Valerie for us. So then we get to the point where we're going to share the screen, share the scene with our class so that we can talk about what worked, what didn't. In my classes, I have the students share their paperwork so we can see their subtext, their psychological and physical action, and then we as a class can discuss, did they show those feelings and thoughts with their face, their eyes, and their voice in their scene that was presented to class. So here I will show you a little clip of the class performance itself.
I'm trying really hard not to freak out right now. You're being reasonable. Unlike Kelly, who is absolutely freaking out about this whole entire thing. I haven't seen your roommate yet. She's probably somewhere lysoling a doorknob. What's she like? Are you asking whether she's pretty? I don't care whether she's pretty. Well, she is really pretty. Oh. And straight, and nowhere near as beautiful as you. And an airhead. She loves Desperate Housewives.
So there is an example of a performance of a scene from one of my classes. The thing that you do need to be aware of is you need to get permission from the playwrights in order to present these scenes. They are open for classroom use, but if you're going to videotape them like I did here, you want permission from your actors, from your students, from the playwrights, and from the organizations that put together these packets for us. And I just want to say a huge shout out and thank you to the theater community for jumping forward in this time of crisis to help us in these situations. I hope this was helpful and have a great day.